Good morning, guys. Happy new moon to you. Thought I'd come on today and share a little bit more why I am so into my mornings. And I really feel like that's one of the best ways that we can take care of our vibe, really set the tone for our day, and really see a change in not only how we feel emotionally, but see a change in how our life goes and how much more we're tuned into the magic, how much more of a connected experience we can have. So mornings, so important. And I see this as, from the moment that I get up, at this point in my awareness, in having tried various ways of going about life in my days and handling my mood, right? And how much I want to have some say in my attitude, right? That from the moment I wake up, I'm paying attention to where my attention is, right? I'm only listening to and reading and putting my attention on things that are going to help tune me towards what I do want, right? Toward a more connected perspective, toward feeling better about myself and life and the world and the possibilities. So I'm so just absolutely focused on how I start my days because I'm so aware that everything that I listen to, everything that I watch, everything that I read is going to affect my vibe. It's going to affect my focus and really shape my day. Not only in, again, just how I'm feeling emotionally, but also in what I'm actually going to encounter, even what versions of the people that I love I'm going to encounter, how things are going to flow, how things are going to go, how much easier solutions can be found when I'm in a different vibe, right? So from the moment we wake up, and I feel like this is maybe some fresh conversation on this new moon, because as I was listening to my friend Katie, who has Generation Indigo astrology that I love, today's this amazing new moon. It's a portal for so much change, so much new energy, and I'm just so into how much our practices, right, our perspectives, our psychology are making a difference and how much we can shape that and tune that. So on this new moon, I'd love to invite you to take those mornings as sacred, as seriously important in what is going to happen with your day, how you're going to feel all day, and what's going to unfold really is going to be shaped and influenced by what energy you're in. And how can you tell what energy you're in? You can tell by how you feel, right? Those feelings are guidance telling you what vibe you're in, and thus what you're transmitting and what you're emitting, and drawing even more of that back to you, right? Whether it's more of the same kind of thoughts, more of the same kind of feelings, or experiences that match those feelings. So it's like back to basics for a lot of us, me too. But seeing how our mornings are magical, it really matters what we're doing, what we're listening to, who we're listening to, what we're tuning into, and how we're tuning ourselves. Because every single thing that we listen to, watch, think about, focus on, right, is tuning us. It's tuning our mind, it's tuning our body, it's tuning our energy, and it's going to really shape our day, right? So, big vote at this new moon to invite us all to let those mornings be as connecting as they can be. And only you know what does that for you. For me, I know it's music. I have music playing a lot of the day because music alone really changes the vibe, right? It is energy. It's going to infiltrate and penetrate and shift your vibe and the vibe of the room, the vibe of your household. So music's a really awesome way, just one way to tune ourselves. Things that we're listening to, right? I'm on YouTube every day listening to some of my favorite teachers, often starting my day with that. Things like my morning journaling, got it right here. So huge in taking care of my mind, my emotions, paying attention to where my focus is, and cleaning up my psychology, really getting a hold on my perspectives and doing things like gratitude. Probably the biggest way we can shift our energy is any use of gratitude, any reminders, practices to get us thankful for what is, right? And the bonus of gratitude is it totally shifts our vibe and lifts our vibe. That's probably the most powerful tool we can use is gratitude. Just anything to help us get there. And for me, I do seemingly silly, dorky things like making a list each day of 10 things I'm thankful for. I like force myself to do that each day. It's like I'm disciplined about my gratitude practices because I know they're like magic. They always reconnect me so quickly, shift and lift how I'm feeling, right? Like at the end of my gratitude list, I feel so much happier. And what does that tell me about my energy and my vibe? That means my vibe is way, you could say, higher, way stronger. And the more that we can steady ourselves in that stronger, good feeling vibe, right? Which we could say in a spiritual sense, that the better we feel, the more connected we are, the more we're allowing that connection. We could say we're always connected spiritually, but the better we feel, the more we're allowing our awareness of that connection and the truth of who we are, right? And whether you feel like that we're all God, we're all children of the universe, or just that we are love, right? And maybe we see it about that. Like, what can we do to tune ourselves back to that, just to this awareness that we are love? What can we do in our mornings that reconnects us with that awareness and that approach and that feeling and that vibe, right? And I really do think it's one of the best ways we can help the world too, because the vibe that we're in is absolutely going to affect everybody around us and really have a lot to do with what we do create and how we respond, right? And the energy that we're bringing to the world. So this is important stuff. I'm as impressed as ever with the power and even the magic of tuning ourselves, and that mornings are so important. I mean, not that we can't tune ourselves at any point and shift and lift how we feel, but it's harder later in the day. Mornings, we have a fresher start, and it's absolutely going to start the momentum for the day. So wherever you're at in your day, I'd invite you to just feel into what you can do to tune yourself toward feeling more connected. Do more things that help you feel connected, that just help you feel better too. Again, just starting to really get that when you feel better, that means your vibe is higher, stronger, right? So anything we can do to even create relief, to soothe ourselves, to lift ourselves. And again, only you know what does that. Petting your pet may be one of your most powerful practices, right? Just pausing and letting yourself pet your dog or your cat could shift your vibe so much, and just letting yourself do things like that. Or again, listening to music or getting outside, or, only some people, you never know what it might be that's going to tune you. But again, the more that you do it, especially in your mornings, 100% magic. So on this new moon, yes, Brian, thank you. Speaking the truth. Well, I'm speaking the truth as I've come to learn it and experience it, and just letting you know that this is how I live my life. The most important thing, really, to me is taking care of my vibe and knowing that my mornings hugely important. So, really want to pay attention if we're just hanging out on social media, watching things that may or may not be making us feel good, or going right to the news, or even going right to our email, right? Or just rushing into our day. Because sometimes we might wake up feeling kind of cranky, right? Feeling out of alignment. And this is the bonus of this too, is that it doesn't mean you have to just stay in that mood. If you wake up, even more reason to do those morning practices. If you're waking up and you notice you feel worried or stressed, and, right, because there usually is something in life that we could be worried about or that isn't great. There's always something, right? So that's where we want to wake up, notice how we feel, love ourselves through that, right? Use our practices to make more sense of things, to understand more why we're feeling certain ways. So it's not about just overriding the feelings, it's understanding more. Yeah, and Brian says he's on the same page, valuing mornings so much more, as, Brian being like a business owner. And yeah, it's important in how we're going to be in our work, in our relationships, and our creations, right? How we're feeling. And that means what vibe we're in. And again, I would say the best way to take care of your vibe is to take those mornings seriously, and even play with. Maybe a new moon approach could be, wow, what could I add to my mornings that would just up level how I feel even more? Like for me, I'm thinking I love to sometimes play with crayons and play with color as something that really tunes me and lifts me and makes me feel better. So maybe adding crayons in the mornings, right? Or a way to get outside more to make sure I catch the sunrise, because that makes me so happy to be part of nature. So yeah, just tuning into what does lift you and shift you, building it in, and the more we use those mornings as the magic that they are, it's really going to change our lives. So excited about what's possible here. Let me know what you think. What are some of your favorite things to do in your mornings? What might you add with this new moon energy to really be new and different? If the astrology, the cosmos are giving us that energy, that opportunity, how can we really relish this, right? And work with it and launch a whole new level of ourselves and our lives. I'm in. So thanks for listening, guys. Love sharing with you and hope that's helpful to you on this new moon. See you soon. Namaste.